driving, don't worry, I'm not driving. We're gonna go shoot some deer. For all you deer lovers out there, we're gonna eat them. I just want you to know. But again, with another TRO, Clinton judge, another lefty appointed judge, blocks the Trump administration from firing federal workers during the Schumer shutdown. This is out of the Gateway Pundit. So it's interesting to me that they're always appointed by Clinton or Obama or Biden, and they're always saying that a chief executive can't fire people in the executive branch of government. Does this seem wrong to anybody else? Absolutely crazy. Now, they always seem to get overturned at the Supreme Court. Do you know how many votes it takes in the United States House of Representatives to impeach a U.S. district judge? Trivia question for those in the Lumberjack Logic chat. Do me a favor, please smash that like, chat in with where you're from. But how many votes does it take in the United States House of Representatives to impeach one of these district judges? Because they're issuing TROs all the time in defiance of what we voted for, okay? A federal judge on Wednesday temporarily blocked the Trump administration from firing federal workers during the government shutdown. U.S. District Judge Susan Ilston, a Clinton appointee, issued a TRO on Wednesday and stopped the Trump administration from firing federal workers. We were also excited about this. Have they ever issued a TRO, a temporary restraining order, for hiring too many federal workers? Or are we okay just spending more money than what we have? Maybe they should be issuing TROs for spending too much money in the government. Now there's a thought. Anyways, the Schumer shutdown began on October 1st, and the Senate has voted 9 times and failed 9 times to reopen the government because Schumer wants to give illegal aliens health care. It's not only that, folks. There's all kinds of crap in there that they want to do. The gravy train for the leftist NGOs is ending, and that's how they fund their campaigns, because they take your tax dollars, funnel them to the NGOs, who then get paid by the government. Then that money recycles back to Democrat campaigns. Layoffs of federal workers officially began last Friday as the U.S. government shutdown entered another tense phase, according to the Trump administration budget chief Russell Vought, who confirmed the sweeping reductions in a social media post. That's where he said the RIFs, which is the reduction in force, have begun. Now, it would seem, if we're shut down and we're not paying government employees and we don't have the money, the natural thing to do would be to fire them. Am I like making sense to y'all out there? This is crazy to me. So, by the way, folks, who do you think brought the lawsuit against this? This is a trivia question. See if you can guess. Hey, Jacob, if you can guess who brought the lawsuit against the Trump administration for having the courage to fire federal workers. Again, smash that like, chat in with where you're from. I'm curious to see who's on the stream. Okay? I'm giving you like 30 seconds to answer this. It's Norm Eisen. All right? Norm Eisen. That's right. The deep state's favorite lawyer, folks. He's spearheaded the color revolution and more than 180 lawsuits against Trump, sued the Trump administration to stop the reductions in force. Okay, so he filed this lawsuit with AFDE, National, AFSCME, Democracy Forward, so on. Okay, I don't care about his lawsuit. I just care that the judge actually ruled in his favor, which is complete crap. So President Trump's administration must now stop firing workers during the government shutdown, a federal judge ordered on Wednesday. And this is what she said. Now, here's what's interesting about her ruling. She said the cuts appeared to be politically motivated and were being carried out without much thought. It's very much ready, fire, aim in most of these programs, and it has a human cost, she said. It's a human cost that cannot be tolerated. She granted the TRO, blocking the job cuts. Now, here's the thing. Never once did she talk about executive authority Never once did she talk about whether the Trump administration was right or had the right to do this. They simply talk about this human cost, it can't be tolerated, blah, 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 blah. Okay? What does that have to do with the law? She doesn't get to just sit there from the bench and say, I don't like the way this looks for these people. It's not how the law works. You know what? You want to hear something really exciting, though? So Section 2, this is where they gerrymander based upon getting certain racial demographics. There is a case at the Supreme Court right now, and without Section 2, depending upon who you listen to, 12 to 19 Republican seat gain. That's right. If they overturn Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, and the conservative justices on the Supreme Court have already signaled that they're willing to do so, basically, the New York Times predicts that Republicans will gain 12 seats. Political predicts Republicans will gain 19 seats. So, and you say, well, but is that really right? Should they be able to do that? 42% of the voters in Connecticut voted for Trump in 2024. 42%. So if 42% voted for Trump, how many Republican representatives do they have in Congress in Connecticut, folks? How many? Take a guess. I mean, what's the breakdown on this? They have 5 seats. 5 seats. So 42% of 5, they should probably have 3 seats. Right? I mean, if we were just doing the numbers on this, 3 seats they should have. Yeah, Kirk got it. It's 0. 0 seats. So they're complaining about gerrymandering. Give me a break. Furthermore, it's not even gerrymandering. The gerrymandering is trying to carve out little sections to get a certain racial quota in there to get more Democrat representation. Here, I'll give you some other numbers. Delaware has 1 seat. It's Democrat. Maine, 2 Democrat seats. Maryland, 8 Democrat seats. 0 Republican seats. Massachusetts, 0-9. New Hampshire, 0-2. New Jersey, 4-8. Rhode Island, 0-2. And Vermont, 0-1. So basically, this is going to flip the South into looking like the Northeast, the Southeast into looking like the Northeast. So, I mean, I can't even go on about how badly Illinois is gerrymandered, California now. By the way, I got something really interesting this morning. I'm going to share with you here quick. The Democrat National Committee is paying for California redistricting. Okay? The Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee paid Redistricting Partners, LLC, $108,333 on August 20th, according to FEC reports. This appears to be a partial payment. So this is for the Prop 50 maps, most likely in California. That would be more garbage, obviously. But here's a big one. It's something really funny. This is funny stuff. The Pentagon reporters from the fake news media are turning in their press badges because they refuse to sign Hegseth's security rules. So Hegseth is getting tired of leaks coming out of the Pentagon. So he's not allowing them just to roam the halls. He's making them sign this agreement. Okay. They're saying this is a dark day for freedom. I don't know, man. I don't really want military operations being leaked. But CNN's Brian Stelter hyperventilated over the development. He said, reporters have been showing up at the Pentagon today and handing in their press passes. This is an extraordinary movement. No, it's just a bunch of crybabies who don't get free access to everything they wanted to so they could get their leaks, and the Democrats in the Pentagon could leak to their friends in the media. It's just complete garbage. Anyways, Folks, that's what's going on. I just wanted to do a quick live here as I'm driving out to South Dakota. We're going to go get deer in South Dakota. And maybe I'll get a pronghorn because I still have my bow tag. Those pronghorn, man, I was hunting them hard. I got one of these decoys that goes on the front of my bow, though, now. I'm going to make it happen. So, yes, by the way, if you didn't know, so Nick reached out to me. For those who don't know Nick Moseder, if you have been on the channel for a long time, Nick Moseder reached out to me today. He got his channel back. Brian Lupo got his channel back. George has got a channel back, and Quentin has a channel back. I should do a show just on that and drop all their links. Anyways, they all got their channels back. Doug has obviously got 12 of his channels back. Quentin did not get his biggest channel back. But he'll do fine. Quentin will get his audience back right away. George is getting his audience back. You can search them all out. Brian is just CanCon. Nick is Nick Moseder. George is just George A.A. Marcus D's channel is still up. He just hasn't been posting. And then who's the other one? Quentin is just still out of the darkness. So, anyways, we'll see you folks on the next episode, all right? Peace out.